Hey there everybody, it's JP1970 and I'm back with another video. This time, I'm gonna be talking to you about some more Nevada trivia. Okay, so I've been using this book and this is part of a short series I'm doing talking about just some interesting trivia about the great state of Nevada. So last week, I talked about geography trivia in Nevada, and if you're interested in checking out that video, I'll put a link to it up above. This week, I'm going to talk to you about something a little bit different, and this is entertainment in Nevada. So what I've done is I've gone through and I've found about 10 items that I think are particularly interesting about the great state of Nevada. So here we go. Now this is going back into the 1970s. 6 Las Vegas hotels, the Landmark, the Desert Inn, the Frontier, the Castaways, the Sands, and the Silver Slipper were all owned by a world-famous billionaire. Who was he? If you said Howard Hughes, you are correct. Maybe you saw that movie, The Aviator, and it showed how he spent some of his final days where he rented out the top floor of that hotel in Las Vegas. Anyway, okay, if you haven't checked it out, I recommend it. Okay, let's see what else is in here. Okay, the next thing I wanted to point out is, well, this one's interesting, and this does not have to do with Vegas. In what town did big name entertainment in casinos begin? You're not gonna believe this one, folks. Right here in Elko. That's right. Big name entertainment began in Elko, okay? And one of the first big name entertainers to come to Elko was a fella named Bing Crosby, who would go on to buy up a bunch of ranch land just kind of north of the Elko area. So Bing Crosby. The nationally famed annual cowboy poetry gathering is held where? That's another one right here in Elko, Nevada. At the Western Folklife Center. It's where about, I don't know, 10 or 15,000 cowboys and ranch hand types and all that, they descend on Elko for a couple of weeks and they celebrate poetry and music and all kinds of fun stuff. Okay, all right, so here we go. So next one, number 3. What famous singer got his start in what downtown Las Vegas hotel? And if you're thinking, what famous singer got his start in a Las Vegas hotel? It's Wayne Newton, who appeared in the early 1950s with his brother Jerry down at the Fremont. Wayne Newton. Okay, here, while we're talking about Vegas, how many miles of neon tubing are in the Las Vegas signs? So all the signs in Las Vegas, I'll put an image up right here of all the neon lighting in Las Vegas. And according to this book, it says 15,000 miles of neon tubing. Now keep in mind, guys, this book is, let's see, how old is this book? Copyright. $1999, so that was 20 years ago. There was 15,000 miles of neon tubing. And they have built some new casinos since then, so wouldn't surprise me if there were more than that today. So, okay, this one's kind of interesting. What was the most significant change in Nevada's gaming and entertainment industry in the 1960s? Now, if you saw the movie Casino, then you already know, and that is the end of mob ownership in many hotels, and then the corporations took over. If you saw the movie Casino, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Great movie, by the way. If you haven't seen it, I suggest you check it out. Okay, moving right on. I've lost track. I don't know how many I've done, but let's see here. There's a lot of Las Vegas trivia here. Here's the next one. Who was the leading star at the Riviera Hotel for many years? This one might come as a surprise. Pianist and entertainer Liberace. Another movie that you could check out. All right, let's see. Okay, in 1995, 25 years ago, how many tourists came to the Las Vegas area? So this is what they say. This is the last time I guess they did that count, or certainly this is when the book was published. According to this book, 30 million people traveled to Las Vegas. 30 million people. Now keep in mind, 3 million people live there. So that's pretty staggering to imagine that. But it sure does get busy down there, I know that. Okay, the next thing is, what Nevada Hotel and Casino has one of the world's tallest and fastest roller coasters? Again, at the time of this printing, it was Buffalo Bill's Hotel Casino in Primm, Nevada, which is at state line, basically, between California and Nevada. And I'll put an image of it right here. It was called the Desperado, this roller coaster. Let me tell you a little bit about it here. The Desperado is considered a hyper coaster. It was one of the tallest roller coasters in the world when it opened. It features a 225-foot drop, a 209 lift hill, and it reaches a maximum speed of 80 miles per hour. You also experience 4 Gs while riding the ride, which lasts 2 minutes and 43 seconds. So it's kind of a longer roller coaster ride. And currently, I drive through there every time I go to California, and whenever I go, it isn't running. So the last time I checked, the ride has been closed and they have no plans of reopening it. So unfortunately, it just sits there. Okay. All right, I think I got 1 or 2 more interesting little bits of trivia for you from entertainment from Nevada. Okay, here's one for us biker types out there. Bikers from all over ride into what town for what celebration each year? And if you're thinking the Harley River Run in Laughlin, Nevada, you're correct. That is what they come for. All right, and the last little bit of trivia here is music lovers flock to what Nevada city for an annual celebration each year? That would be the annual Reno Jazz Festival. And I'll throw up an image right there for you. All right, so guys, I could go on. There is more, but that is going to be enough for this week's little Thursday trivia video. I appreciate you checking this out. Please be sure and like and subscribe and leave any comments down below. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you in the next one. Take care now.